Hey people. This is Professor Malarkey checking in again, and today I'm making this video because I found something that is honestly kind of atrocious to me. Let me tell you a story. Let me introduce this the right way. So let's say that you are on Steam. Let's say that you decide that you want to buy a real-time strategy game. And the gameplay here is one where you get a couple little huts, and the huts produce little people, and then you send those people out to attack things, the other players. Specifically multiplayer. You can play against bots, but who does that with a real-time strategy? It's just not that kind of game. It's very multiplayer-oriented. And you buy this game. It's been out for a couple years, and then developers... Well, no, I mean, it's loaded with good stuff. That's why you buy it. It's because it's the best of its kind at the here and now. It's good stuff. It's enjoyable. It's got passive skill trees, so you feel like there's progression and how you get better and that kind of thing. And there's real strategy there. Like, you can outwit opponents by using skills at the right time. It's a good game. It's fun. That's why you buy it. So let's imagine for a second that you bought this game for $15 whole, and then the developers decide that they don't want you as a player anymore. What the developers do is they make a change that anybody who's bought the game on PC is immediately disadvantaged to anybody playing the game on mobile. On mobile, it is free, mind you, but on mobile, there's in-app purchases. You can buy advantages for mobile. And because they make it disadvantageous for you as a player on computer, on Steam, then the game kind of sucks for you, you know? If you haven't recognized this by this point, the game I'm describing here is Mushroom Wars 2. So these passive skill trees, that's what was disadvantageous for the Steam user base. On August of 2019, they scrapped the passive skill tree. If you had points in it, you don't have points in it anymore. They're just gone. And that makes a big difference. On the lower tiers, that's like 5% of difference. On the higher tiers, that's like 35% difference in terms of attack, in terms of defense, in terms of movement speed. All the elements, the core elements that make this game worth playing, gone. You're immediately disadvantaged in a big way. Every one of your hundreds of people is worth, 66% of one of their people. In a game where you generate 500 troops sometimes, man, you don't stand a chance. Not a chance at all. Even if you play everything perfectly, not a chance. So that's basically what made me say, wow, the developers in this game, they are not in it for a good game. And the goofy part is they had a good game. It was released in 2017. It was a sequel of a game that was popular enough to generate a sequel. Like, they had a reasonable player base. They had tournaments. They had an active Discord. They had player base. It was good stuff, and they were making money off it. People were still buying the game on Steam back in 2019 when they made this change. But because they got greedy, that's why we are where we are now. The Steam user base, completely gone. They got I think they were sitting at 90, 95, 96% good reviews before they made that change. Now it's at 60%. So it's painful to see because I played this game back in December, shortly after they made that change where they disabled all the passive stuff for the people. And thankfully I was on the mobile platform, so it didn't hit me at all. But I was like, ooh, that's a dirtbag move. Should I be concerned? Should I ditch this game now? I said, maybe they're a new developer. Maybe they make rookie mistakes. I know it's a sequel, but maybe they decide to go with a different company as the design team or a new CEO or whatever. You can make an excuse for maybe they'll learn. Maybe they won't turn into Ubisoft. Maybe they'll learn. But they did not learn. They did not change. Instead, they came up with a new system that is like relics, where if you equip the right equipment, then you get bonuses to some of your stats and your skills and all that garbage. You know how games work. And the problem that I ran into is that when you grind the game, in normal games, when you grind, you can get to the point where, like if you put in 500 hours, maybe you can get to the point where you can be on an equivalent status with a whale. But they designed this artifact system not even to be that good. Like, you can only get up to a third level artifact by grinding the game. That's it. If you pay for stuff in the game, then you can get a artifact that's level 4, or worse, artifact that's level 5. So when you come into a tournament scene, or even the high-ranking players, it's not normal players, it's whale watching. That's that's what it is. There's nothing but people who have paid for the game in a way that gives them immediate advantage versus everybody else, and it sucks because in a real-time strategy, you want it to be an even playing field. It sucks. If it was like a couple percentage points difference, then great, that'd be fine. It'd be sucky, but not that big of a deal. I'm talking like 15% difference on top of another 12% difference on top of it doubles one of your skill activations. Like it's huge how big of a difference it makes on those level 5 artifacts. Like it's terrible. Straight up terrible. So what I'm saying here is I am dissatisfied. The developer is called ZillionWhales, and I think the reason why is because that's what they want their player base to be. You know, it's scummy. It's honestly kind of atrocious. It's awful. So, if you guys have experienced Mushroom Wars 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't experienced Mushroom Wars 2, don't bother. Don't give them a penny. Like, I know that sometimes you want to buy a game or give them money just to support the developer, but in this case, the developers are not worth supporting. They had a player base. They decided to kneecap that player base on the Steam and PC systems just so that they could make more cash money, you know? Like, and it's not even like they're not making enough cash money either. They play ads more than any other app I've ever downloaded. And if you go through any mobile games, you will see just how many ads that can be. They are making hand over fist here, and they decided that they want to take the whole hog. You know what I mean? Like they really went overboard on this. That's what I'm trying to say here is if you are encountering any games by ZillionWhales, just leave it alone. It's not worth it. It's probably going to be shiny. It's probably going to look like it has good bones because honestly, it does have good bones. But the developers at the head of it, their heart is black as, or maybe green as cash, I suppose. It's not a good thing. Corporate greed has kind of poisoned that game. So if you're at all interested in it, don't be. Let it go. Just leave it alone. Save your time, save your energy, and importantly, save your wallet because these guys are not worth the money that anybody would dunk into them. Anyways, that's all I had to say. Catch you later, guys.